Hello, and welcome to week 6 of your literature course at Troy University. Just to let you know, we did complete our work in Unit 5. That was on Sunday. I've went ahead and posted the grades for your discussion postings. If you do have any questions, please feel free to email me or to arrange a time to chit-chat. In week 5, we really focused on some short fiction, which most of you enjoyed, and of course some poetry. We had some basic notes and a podcast on plot to review. When we move into Unit 6, which we actually started this week, we're actually focusing only on the midterm. The midterm needs to be taken through ProctorU. It must be completed. Actually, this is not correct. So let me edit this real quick. It must be completed by Sunday. Don't want to confuse anyone. By Sunday of week 6, which is actually going to be February 14th. In these short recordings. In addition to that, you'll go ahead and take your midterm test. You do this through ProctorU. Actually taking the exam and just some concerns in general. If you look under the Ask the Instructor link, you're going to find a couple different questions. Brittany asked a very good question about ProctorU, and I included this portal here, which will help you to really understand. If you have any problems when you're taking the midterm, please let me know, and I'll be happy to work with you. Traditionally, there shouldn't be any concerns or problems, but if there is, I am here and I am happy to assist. To prepare for the midterm, I would urge you to go ahead and complete the study guide, which is under the class discussions in Unit 6. It's fairly short. You can actually use this during your midterm, and you can also use your book. No, these are not the questions that are on the midterm. However, there are components of these questions in each of the midterm questions. So it's a great preparation, but if you think that this is just, you're going to complete this and it's going to be the midterm, then you're going to be mistaken, and I don't want you to be mistaken. However, if you complete this and bring it in with you, you will be able to draw information from it that will help you with your midterm. There are no readings for this week, so just to let you know, no readings, it's all midterm. Next week, which will start on the 14th, after you finish your midterm, we will start Unit 7. Unit 7 is going to be an overview of African American literature, the Harlem Renaissance, the 1930s, and some contemporary poetry. This poetry is going to bridge both kind of the 30s all the way into, I guess you'd say, into the modern or the postmodern period. There are some explorations and some notes and a reading by Langston Hughes of The Negro Speaks of Rivers. And that will be, of course, in week 7. So that will be after the 14th, after you complete the midterm. When I went through your discussions for the modernism, I saw many of you taking a great amount of effort and time and compassion to really explore your ideas. The richness and robustness of the postings have been fantastic. George, I made note of your reading of the short story Hands by Sherwood Anderson, because you really focused on this notion of simplicity and directness of style, which is a hallmark or a trademark of the modern period, very terse and direct movement that also kind of focused on what we explored in Hemingway's work, which Clarence kind of presented in the reference to the idea of things affecting another, this cause and effect. Hemingway, like others, did follow kind of a very terse prose or short prose. And that doesn't mean it doesn't mean a lot or it's not rich. It just means that they're using the rhetorical strategy of parataxis, or what we've often been taught is called the iceberg theory, that there's a lot of information beneath the surface. Henrietta, I'm still having problems opening yours. I posted it. It's affecting your grade now. So for whatever reason, when you attach it, it doesn't allow me to open it. So make sure you go ahead and post it in there. I also went through and I thought that Kyle's observations about Flowering Judas was good. It does have a sense of going on and on, but the idea of being caught in this unfortunate situation is also in many ways reflected in the way that the writing is structured. Another indicator of modern literature is the way that the form reflects the function, or the way that something is written references the timbre or the emotional content or subject of the writing. So I appreciate you pulling that out. I think that was a great call. Madeline had some great connections about Leda and the Swan. The notion that it took this myth, trademark of modern period, is taking something and making it new. In fact, that was one of the I guess you'd say catchphrases for the modern period, brought to us by Gertrude Stein, who was a poet. The idea that you make it new, that you take something and make it new. That it is about being clear, concise, and specific with lots of meaning underneath that needs to be teased out while you make something that was once old new, and it reflects that emotional content. And that truly is what we're looking at as we move into the next round, which is the Harlem Renaissance, literature of the Depression, and of course poetry that moved from modernism to postmodernism or contemporary time period. As I mentioned, we don't have a lot of time. We have week 8 will be fiction in the 50s, and then we'll go into 60s and postmodernity and postcolonialism. I also have an extra credit opportunity just in case you guys have any worries about your grades and would like to try to augment that. You can, of course, complete the extra credit posting. If you do, like I said, have any questions about the work that you're doing for the midterm, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help, and I look forward to reading your responses. Thanks so much, and have a great week.